So I've only had like a handful of these kinds of videos on my channel where I more or less like critique a part of a game and then review the game as a whole. Now I guess they would be considered reviews, more or less, but the point of the video isn't about the game itself, it's about that one little nitpick that I got. So I guess you would consider it a review. So, I mean, maybe do one of those. I mean, actually, I would kind of be more inclined to give them, or to call them impressions, because it's like my direct feedback, my direct impressions of the actual games and those little aspects of them. So, yeah. Yeah, these are my impressions. Well, anyway, while I try and figure that out for another day, today we are going to be talking about the Phoenix Wright games on the DS and the Game Boy. Hello? Yeah, good. Excuse me. The series is called Ace Attorney. Okay, but the box art and the Wikipedia have Phoenix Wright on the cover. No? You're supposed to call it Ace Attorney? What? Wait a minute. No, slow down. It's on Wikipedia, on the covers, on everything. It's both. Whoa. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, my mom's doing fine. Thank you. All right, yeah. Yeah. Have a good day. Bye. So the Phoenix Wright games can be known for pretty much their one-liners and their character expressions. You'll see them a lot in edited videos and stuff. A lot of people like to use the character portraits for, expressing voiceovers and stuff. It's super cool, and Phoenix Wright is a great franchise to do that with, but that's kind of how I came to know the franchise before I actually started playing the games. But when it comes to the gameplay of the games, however, they're kind of split up into two main styles. First, you have investigation. So this mode of gameplay will be taking up the majority of your time, and I would call the most boring. During this time, you're supposed to be going to numerous different locations to grab evidence concerning your court case at hand. The games will take you to hospitals, dojos, parking garages, and pretty much anywhere. Just imagine any place where bad stuff can happen, which I suppose could be anywhere, and that's where you'll be going. While collecting evidence, you also need information. The most common way to get information would be by presenting certain evidence to people while investigating, such as the detective, witnesses, suspects, and more. Generally, you'll get case-changing information this way, and your big twists are revealed by doing so. After you've gathered all of this, it becomes court time. Now, even if you figured out the culprit through the investigation, now is the time that you're able to actually pursue the information and apply it in court to put away the culprit. Now, this is kind of where my issues with the game comes into play. As someone who typically prepares logical debates and such, piecing together the information and simply deducing who did what and how wasn't all that much ever really a problem. One thing I was sadly disappointed in, however, is that for a lot of the big twists or the whodunit kind of moments, the game will have the NPCs slowly take their time to react to it. Because it's the big twist, the suspense needs to rise, therefore that's why they go slowly. But if it's a poorly constructed case where the information just lays right in front of you, not only is the big twist not all that big, but it just becomes annoying when you're having to select little evidence after little evidence to prove something that you've already known for half an hour and that should be obvious to even an NPC. The games will also propose questions to you where there could be more than one answer, when really, to you it may seem like there's only one answer, but the game will allow you to do both, and vice versa. In some instances, when you logically know a certain piece of evidence is actually relevant to the question at hand, and you try to present it, the judge will tell you you're stupid and need to go back to law school. Now, without any type of guide, it becomes extremely easy to lose points in a case and thus resulting in a game over. Then you have to go back to the spot you were on and present the same evidence where you're still kind of lost because that evidence makes the most logical sense. It becomes most beneficial for you. As a human being, as the player, in the real world, it becomes most beneficial, more beneficial, whatever. It becomes more beneficial for you to actually write down on a literal physical piece of paper as you are playing what decisions you make, where, how, and why, because otherwise you are going to be needing a guide. It does become easy to lose your place if you get a game over. And it's sad that all of this simply falls under the gameplay style. Like, just playing the game is the actual issue I have with the game. I fell in love with the idea of it, solving court cases and everything, and I was really excited to see it executed and scripted out. It's just sad to see how limited the games are with the court cases. You can't skip certain scenarios in court by proposing the evidence that kind of halts the case. You have to do each and every little tiny step, and it gets boring, frustrating, and annoying. Aside from this, the characters, their personalities, and what they bring to the game truly is something made with passion. It's a lot like they're taken out of a comic book or a visual novel. However, the character relationships, for example, aren't entirely, developed, I think. I think that's the word. They kind of seem like cardboard cutouts of half-baked relationships. I don't know if it's because we can't hear their emotion, or what really, but it doesn't feel like any characters are actually fully characters, I guess. That aside, I do like the stories and the scenarios that each case brings. They remind me of stuff from Criminal Minds or more serious shows like that, like Sherlock or whatever. Phoenix Wright or Ace Attorney or whatever is definitely a series that I wouldn't mind and I would thoroughly enjoy reading a novel about or watching a live-action TV drama. But with the games, the gameplay just is slow and dry. Yeah, I mean, I love it, but it's painful. So that's pretty much my review, my impressions, whatever, of the Phoenix Wright games. Now, for the context of this video, I played the entirety of the trilogy on the Switch, so I'm sure some of the games like Apollo's Justice or that one game with Miles Edgeworth, I'm sure that some of those may fix or may take different approaches to the issues I have, but all in all, this is just my general idea of the general gameplay mechanics brought in the general games. So anyway guys, again, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know why you're right. And I would love to discuss it with you in the comments below. So this is Jake, logging out. Peace.